Our last fight is a light chess boxing event under 90 kilograms. Fighting out of the white corner with the white pieces we have Aydogdu, Sedat, Furkan.
If it was me, nobody told me. But I would go. I've got a pair of shorts on underneath. I'm always ready.
Oh man, seeing Carl do chess boxing light in jeans would have not been on my world championship bingo card.
But a wish list maybe for later, another year.
All right, so we have Russia back in chess boxing light, and he is up against what looks like a Turkish. Isn't it a Turkish opponent?
I believe it's Hassan. I believe his name.
Hassan again? Oh, Hassan from Russia. Gotcha. Sergei coming in. The Latvian fighter. I actually went to San Marino with him today.
And from what I can remember, he's pretty decent in the chess, pretty decent at the boxing. Pretty well-rounded, if I remember correctly. Is this light, or is this...
It's light, yeah.
It is light.
All right, we got the helmets coming on. Turkey versus Russia again. We've had a couple Turkey versus Russia matchups. All right, we are gloved up. We are set. Our referee is checking the gloves, checking the protective equipment, making sure we are safe and ready to go for this final chess boxing light matchup of the night. Again, we have Turkey in the red corner, Russia in the blue corner, and we are just a short time away from starting this first boxing round between these two competitors. If you are just joining us, Chess Boxing Light is a new format of chess boxing where we start in boxing instead of chess like the regular format. We do a 90-second round of boxing. After that, we go to the chess board, and instead of a 3-minute round of chess, we have a 4-minute round of chess with less chess time on the time control. If that doesn't end in checkmate, they come back to the ring, do another boxing round, and then back to the chessboard for another chess round, and then decision is made. Good jab on Russia, on Sergei.
But they're really playing the game. This is a technical game. They're playing touch, and I like it. I much prefer it this way. When there is a bit of technique to it, and they know that it's not about landing hard. They're just really having fun and working.
Correct. Yeah. This is fun to watch when you know the sport. When you know what openings you create by attacking and how you can counter those openings, how you can feint into those counters. It really turns into a chess match. It's punch, counter punch, it's move and counter move, and you can look like you're doing something to elicit a reaction and then react to that reaction, and it's moving chess.
For me, it's very much live and let live. You know, it's like, okay, I'm not going to punish you.
Beautiful head movement from Turkey. Sorry to interrupt, but oh my gosh, just a head movement clinic being put on by our red corner right now. Continue. Yeah.
I lost track. I was listening to you.
Yeah, you're saying it's a good...
No, it's live and let live. I'm not going to punish you greatly for your mistakes, so I can do some footwork. We can have a bit of showboating show and, enjoy ourselves and be relaxed. Maybe he's pushing it a little too far.
little Roy Jones action there from Sergei. Hands behind the back, moving his head side to side and coming up with a left hook. Love echoes of Roy Jones, one of the greatest to ever do it. And beautiful round. I don't know who I would give that to. That's very close. Yeah. Maybe it leans a little towards Russia, but we'll see what the judges have to say.
Maybe.
And there we have it. First round going to the Russian fighter in the blue corner, Sergei. Hands are shaking. Headphones are coming on. Those things have got to be sweaty at this point, huh? That's always fun when you're sharing equipment, sharing gloves, sharing headgear. And it's like, oh, man, there's everyone who fought before me sweat.
Actually, I'm going to pass last, so I'm not sure I'm too keen on what you just said.
Have fun with that. Yeah, I hope you like ringworm. No, I'm sure the Italian Federation is doing a great job of keeping everything clean. And we have a very interesting position, only 4 moves into the game.
This is a theoretical position. Both are playing extremely well. This is a Caro-Kann advance with c5. I play it slightly differently with a3, b4, trying to hit the bishop when it's going to come, and then I can develop my bishop to b2 and have that long diagonal. But this is absolutely fine on both parts. Even knight a3 makes complete sense because it's going to help c4. So this is decent.
Looks like black has a very solid position. I would prefer black in this.
You would? Okay, but let's say the king safety, that's what he's doing now. Look at that king on e8. How many moves do you have to make before you castle? Any move, let's say a bishop b5 check move, that could be, very difficult to deal with. It's not totally the case, but...
He's 2 moves away. I don't see how he gets prevented from castling.
Well, let's say, for example, a move like c4. You're putting pressure on the center at the same time there might be a queen a4 move, something like that.
Okay.
So here he's actually doing a pretty good job. I wonder what his Furkan's rating is. What are the pawns? It's 3-6 against. He's lost 1, so he's lost a pawn. But that's kind of normal in this type of position.
Yeah.
To give a pawn.
For development.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so trading off what?
He needs a sense of urgency.
Okay, he took it. There we go.
Okay, yeah. He does need a sense of urgency because if black does develop and castles and the king's in safety, then it's just a pawn down. And it's one hell of a pawn. It's that pawn on d5.
That's right. Really strong center for black if he's able to achieve that.
And that knight on a3 then all of a sudden does seem a little bit stranded. Knight on the rim is
dim. That's right. We like our rhymes.
And knight on f8. Do you know what knight on f8 is?
Great.
No mate.
Well, there's the castle. King safety achieved by black, and there's that c4 move you were talking about, maybe just a little bit too late.
Well, he has to play it, and it's still going to be 4 against 3 on the queen side, so even, let's say, an endgame, it's not that much of a big deal. It is like a theoretical draw if it gets to like a rook endgame with 4 against 3, so you can, you don't have to be that worried. Black still has to work to prove that he has an advantage.
10 seconds out, now probably more like 5, and there's the bell. First chess round done. Fairly even position. There's compensation for the pawn down, and pretty solid all around. I think this will probably be decided by boxing, by the looks of things.
I have no idea why these guys are doing light. These guys are good boxers. They're good chess players.
They're probably doing both. A lot of fighters have signed up for both. Although I have to say, seeing ChessBoxing Light makes me want to do it. I mean, I'm tempted to throw my name in the hat for tomorrow and get up there before or after you. Definitely not during. I don't want the smoke from Carl.
Well, it would only be in the chest. I don't want the smoke from you in the ring.
We could have a nice little game of patty cake. What do you think?
Yeah, we could call it a draw at the end of the day.
Okay. Right? Maybe I could hang on long enough for it to come down to touches. Not likely.
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical.
Always. You're always skeptical. I like that about you. Good counterbalance. All right, protection is on. Ref is ready. We are seconds out, and there's the bell. Here we go again, having fun, both in the regular stance. Darting in, darting out, neither really starting the aggression, waiting for the other.
Well, the thing is, in the first round of boxing, there was a gentleman's agreement quite clearly. Now, there is a pawn down on the board. So, maybe Furkan's going to try and make a bit of a difference.
Well, and, Russia won the first boxing round. So, there's pressure on Red to try to equalize that boxing round. And so I think he is the one coming forward, and Sergei is the one backing up, but he is making it look pretty. Back there on the ropes, doing the head movement, circling out. Really good defense so far from Sergei.
Definitely the Turkish fighter more active, though. He made me eat my words.
Excellent timing. But yes, Turkey has been more active so far in the round. But now, some shots coming. A lot of confidence from this Russian fighter, fighting with his hands down and making it, honestly, look kind of easy. Love the head movement from Turkey. Very, very active. It reminds me of like a Joe Frazier style, that huffing and puffing, bobbing and weaving to enter kind of fight. And against someone as tall as Sergei, you kind of need to do that as an inside fighter. Oh, wow.
What was
very
that?
Interesting footwork. Both having fun with it. And a little kiss on the head at the end there from Russia. What a beautiful round. That was a lot of fun.
What you have to know about Sergei,
showmanship.
What you have to know about Sergei, he has just recently moved to Turkey. So he lives in Turkey.
Okay, so he might be training with these guys.
Yeah, he knows the whole gang.
Knows them all,
definitely.
yeah. Very cool. All right, that is 2 boxing rounds for Sergei, and back to the board. So Sergei's in Istanbul with most of the other Turkish fighters?
No, I think he's actually quite close to Antalya.
Interesting, where the World Championship was. All right, seconds out from the beginning of the chess round, and there's the bell. We are back to a relatively easy position. Sergei up a pawn and up a bit of time, but not a clear advantage.
Pressuring the points, and now this pawn on c4 is actually an extra pawn. Once again, so that's 2 pawns up, and the knight on n3 is just stranded.
Stuck. Yeah. Could maneuver out. Could come back to c2. Could make his way out.
Lots of things going on, because you could take that and argue that you're destroying the structure, but that rook on b1 will then gain a tempo on the queen. And there might be a bishop take f6, destroying the structure on the king side then.
And now he's vying to get another pawn instead, moving the queen out of that potential altercation with the rook and pushing.
This is very good. This is very well played, this c3. Because now there's an overload on b2.
b2 is both defending the knight and challenged by the c-pawn. So if he takes the c-pawn, he's hanging his knight. And if he doesn't, then...
I think the only way for him was actually to exchange the queens and then just move the knight out of the way. That was, I think, the only way. Here, I think he's going to get into a little bit more trouble, because that knight is now going to feel hanging. Okay, that's
wow, the bishop doesn't take the knight. Very surprising. So bishop takes a3, pawn takes. Queen can swing in and take the pawn, or we can push the pawn and make a pawn on the 7th. Very, very dangerous.
The queen, and there's also that discovered attack from the bishop on e7 onto the bishop.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. But you can't take anything. You can only take one piece at a time.
Sergei admiring his hand. The fighters might be able to hear us.
An existential moment.
Yep. I exist.
I hand, so I exist.
There we go. All right. Dark square bishop does move away from... I mean, everything's protected. Pawns come off.
No, that knight on a3 is definitely... Oh, so it has to go to c2, but then it's going to be in a terrible pin. Now it's just going to fall. Now it's a definite advantage.
Yep.
But I admire the level of both players in it's very well rounded.
Yeah, absolutely. Would honestly, I'd love to see this matchup in main event chess boxing.
Definitely.
I think this would make a great world championship matchup. And there's the bell. 2-0 in the boxing. We'll give it to Sergei from Russia. Props to both Turkey and Russia for a great chess boxing light matchup. And they make their way into the ring for the final decision.
And the winner of this light under 90 kilograms light chess boxing match by winning 2 boxing rounds at no conclusion to the chess game, Sergei Shvedchikov!
Well, he deserved to win in as much, even if it was a draw at the boxing, let's say. He was winning at the chess, even if he didn't have time to finish it off. I don't think there's any regrets on the part.
That's right. He put on a clinic in the ring, not because the Turkish fighter wasn't skilled. He really was, but Sergei was having so much fun with the head movement, with dancing around, hands behind the back, landing at will, and won his 2 boxing rounds to secure the chess boxing light victory, and also had a clear advantage on the chess board to his credit. But what an incredible format, so fun. We love to see our competitors trying different chess boxing expressions as the sport continues to evolve. And big props to everyone who signed up for the chess boxing light division. Congratulations to Turkey and to Russia for that final match, and everyone who competed tonight.